Forest Service tanker base in Helena houses some of the country's biggest firefighting planes like the DC-10 tanker. MTN's Madeline Heath takes us inside the tankers and introduces us to a pilot behind the operations.
You've probably first heard and then seen tankers flying through the big sky as they fight wildfires. In this fire season, planes like these behind me have been busy.
I love flying in Montana. This is where I want to be. This is where I try to get if I can.
It is where Joshua Crisco wants to be because he gets to protect his community.
Just being in your home state feels really good, feels important, helping out the locals.
He has flown over 200 hours across the country fighting fires this season. And now he's putting his skills to work in the Treasure State on fires like the Windy Rock Fire by Avon and the West Fork Fire by West Yellowstone.
Well, the C-130, in my opinion, is one of the better platforms for fighting wildfires. We carry 4,000 gallons of retardant on it.
That much retardant requires a big plane to carry it, like the one Crisco flies, or the well-known DC-10. And Helena is specifically equipped to accommodate these large tanker planes. The Forest Service tanker base has infrastructure and retardant resources they need. And speaking of retardant, many people think that the red powder is dumped on the fire, but Crisco says that's a misconception.
That's not the case. We actually circumference the wildfire, and our whole goal is to buy the firefighters on the ground time to fight the wildfire.
Wildfire fighting is all about teamwork, aerial resources supporting ground crews, something Crisco continues to emphasize in his decade of wildfire flying.
I do it because I'm passionate about aviation, I'm passionate about wildfires, and I like the down and dirty type of flying.
And although many air tankers are at the Forest Service base right now, they can fly off to other missions on a moment's notice, missions as far away as Australia and Chile. Reporting in Helena, Madeline Heath, MTN News.
Last month, we told you allegations of professional misconduct sparked an investigation into Public Service Commission Chairman Brad Molnar. Molnar claims he's being unfairly targeted. Now another PSC member wants the Laurel Republican temporarily suspended. MTN senior political reporter Jonathan Ambarian brings us the latest on the investigation.
Last month, Brad Molnar, president of the Montana Public Service Commission, announced to reporters that he was being investigated over allegations of unprofessional conduct. Now the commission's vice president has called for Molnar to be suspended while that investigation continues. The documents behind this came to light this week when an attorney representing Molnar posted them on social media. In a letter to Governor Greg Gianforte, PSC Vice President Jennifer Fielder said, quote, Commissioner Molnar has been using his high-level position in a multitude of ways to thwart the investigation and stop it from reaching its conclusion. She said leaders had a responsibility to prevent retaliation and harassment, and that, quote, as a result of Commissioner Molnar's own actions, it has become abundantly clear that this is not possible with his presence in the workplace. Fielder confirmed to me that she had signed a letter on behalf of the PSC's response team, which handles internal complaints. But she declined to comment further, saying the letter speaks for itself. Molnar, who has called the entire investigation improper and refused to cooperate, told me suspending him would be overturning an election and an attack on his rights.
I am definitely being treated differently than any other commissioner, and that's all the way down the line.
Molnar's attorney released a response to the governor's office, calling Fielder's request unlawful and saying, quote, her complaint fails every legal standard Montana courts have established for gubernatorial suspensions of elected officials. Throughout this process, Molnar has argued that he is being targeted for political reasons, including his opinion that the commission should be tougher on large utilities.
Everything is to silence me from talking about facts. I am fighting to talk about facts.
Fielder's letter says the request for a suspension is in no way based on Molnar's policy decisions or the original allegations, but on the need to complete the investigation without interference. I reached out to Gianforte's office to ask about the complaint. A spokesperson said, quote, the governor's office is committed to an impartial review of any complaints made, and that they've committed to due process as the matter moves forward. In Helena, Jonathan Ambarian, MTN News.